What's going on, Lions fans? Welcome back. Detroit Den 3-3 with Steve. I got to admit, I kind of thought that the Detroit Lions were done making moves, but I saw something yesterday that the Detroit Lions added Eric Hallett out of the University of Pittsburgh, and that's a name I'm familiar with. I don't know, I don't know how. I saw that name and I said I got to do some digging. That name sounds really familiar. I remember watching a couple Pitt games, and this kid was playing very, very well. He was recently drafted in the sixth round in 2023 out of Pittsburgh by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He got waived. Lions picked him up, placed him on their practice squad. What I found and what I found interesting is, like I said, I thought the Detroit Lions were done making moves. I thought the practice squad was full. He is the final piece, unless something else crazy happens. But what I found very interesting is I was doing some digging, doing some research. Like I said, I found this out yesterday, but I had to do a little homework. I don't just jump on here and start talking nonsense. I didn't also realize that the Detroit Lions are carrying 11 defensive backs on the active roster. I think that is I don't, that's not a normal number. It's pretty high. So we're carrying Carlton Davis, Taron Arnold, Amik Robertson, Ennis Rakestraw, Dorsey, Kendall Vildor, Brian Branch, Lauren Strickland, Kirby Joseph, Ife Melifonwu, and Brandon Joseph. So why does this addition of Eric Hallett kind of intrigue me is because in college, he played mostly safety with a little bit of corner. And he did the same thing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And what I was looking at with the Detroit Lions roster is I noticed that I think he's very, very versatile. And I'm not saying that Eric Hallett's going to be like the reason the Lions win the Super Bowl. Okay. So let me channel my own emotions if I sound excited, but what I'm interested. It's not overexcitement. It's the fact that I'm interested in this kid. When I look at our roster, we have a lot of corners. When I also look at it, we don't have many players who could play corner and safety. The only ones that really pop out to me that might be able to do that are Brian Branch, Ife Melifonwu, and really that's probably about it. So what I think Eric Hallett has been brought in to do is be just an emergency. I think there's a small chance he even makes the active roster, but I think he's a name we have to keep an eye out for because of his versatility. If someone goes down and we have to do a little shuffle, especially if it's one of the safeties and we're getting a little thin, I think we could see Eric Hallett suiting up, putting on the active duty uniform and coming to battle on Sundays. So if someone and I don't want this to happen, I don't even like throwing out the ideas or possibilities of injuries, but if Brian Branch gets hurt or Kirby Joseph or Iffy, if we lose two out of those three to little boo-boos, hamstring, rolled ankle, something small, minor, and they have to miss some time, I think we could see Eric Hallett get called up before some of these other guys play safety. I think he's versatile enough to do that. And that's why I'm so interested, because you guys know Kendall Vildor came from the Chicago Bears practice squad. Okay. So I think what Brad Holmes has done is really sure up this secondary. Like I said, 11 active DBs is quite a bit. And I know I'm not breaking that down in like corners and safeties, but it just seems really high to me. I don't think that's a normal number. But I think what Brad Holmes has done is just said, hey, my passing defense was really, really bad last year. How do I fix it? You guys know the deal. All right. We've been talking about it all offseason. The trade for the trade for Davis, drafting Arnold, drafting Rakestraw, bringing in Amik Robertson. He's really said, my passing defense was a weakness. What do I do? I'm Brad Holmes. What do I do every year? I make it my strength. So what I got for you guys here is, like I said, I do a little homework, and I know you guys appreciate these video clips where I try to show you like a nice little play that Eric Hallett has made. So let me start it off right here. Oh, hang on one second. Let me go back, because for some reason, whenever I select it, it starts playing right off the rip. So you're not even going to see Hallett in the screen here. This is Sage Thompson from the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to let it play through, and you'll see Hallett right there. He's number 40, kind of blurry, but he's going to pick this pass off, and it's a nice little catch, and his ability to stay in bounds is pretty nice. Catch, boom. You know what that's called right there, folks? That is what the kids these days, and I'm a little bit older, but I think the kids are calling this toe drag swag, if I'm not mistaken. Someone under the age of 25, please let me know if I'm correct on that terminology. I think that's what the kids are calling it. Nice little catch, both feet down. maintains possession. Here's another look from the other end. I thought this was Jalen Waddle at first, but it's not. I'm not sure who number 11 is for the Dolphins, but little high, deflects it right into Hallett's hands, drags the toe, secures the ball, interception. Again, guys, I'm not on here saying, man, we signed Eric Hallett. This is like the over the hump move that the Lions needed. We're going to the Super Bowl for sure now. Like, it's not that kind of move, but it does intrigue me with his versatility and how well he plays both positions. I'm not saying he's all pro. I'm not saying he's pro bowler or anything like that, but I do think he's a name we can keep an eye on just in case we see some boo-boos. All right. And I don't want to see those boo-boos. I want to see a fully healthy Detroit Lions team from start to finish. But if you're a Detroit Lions fan or a football fan, you know, injuries happen. Stuff can happen anytime. I think he's just a name we can call up. And what I really like, the more homework I did, he had a very good training camp with Jacksonville. I've done all my research today, looked up the film, looked up some articles from some Jacksonville Jaguars beat writers, kind of like our Dave Burkett's. I looked up the other teams and then seen like what they were saying about this kid. He had a very good training camp. Not sure how he didn't make the Jaguars roster. Not my problem. I don't know. I don't cover the Jacksonville Jaguars. I cover the Detroit Lions. But what I found also very interesting, when they had a joint practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was going head to head with Mike Evans. Now, Mike Evans is Hall of Famer. I'll say Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. I don't know first ballot, second ballot. I don't know, but he's going to be in the Hall of Fame eventually. And Mike Evans is someone we're going to see very early in the season, week 2. So watching Hallett go against him, some clips that I found on Twitter and some stuff that I was reading online. I'm not going to say Hallett dominated or owned him or put him in his pocket or put the seatbelt on him, but it sounded like he was just kind of holding his own. Okay, Mike Evans is a big dude, and Hallett's about 5'11". So I like the scrappiness. I like the dog mentality. I like that he got cut. He's got something to prove. A lot of things about this kid. And if you've been watching my channel long enough, you know I do not cover every single signing that the Detroit Lions make. What I do is I look them up, do some homework, do some digging. If it's interesting, if I find a little nugget that I really like, I'll talk about it like I am here today. Okay. I didn't cover players like Matthew Betts. I wasn't jumping over the moon about Jake Bates. It's a kicker. I'm happy he's on the Detroit Lions. He's a weapon. I've spoke my piece about him. I like that we can get to about the 50-yard line and get 3 points. But I didn't jump right on here and get over the moon excited about those two players. And I'm trying to channel my energy here. This is more of an interesting topic, not over the moon, not rush out and buy your Super Bowl tickets right away because we got Eric Hallett, guys. But a name to keep an eye on. Leave it in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Stick around. Thanks for watching. I'll be back later with another show.